Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to thank Madam Amin Al-Hidan and Lotus Holistic Institute and her staff, Dr. Nasima Bakkar and Dr. Muhammad Fahmi, and welcome for all in United Arab Emirates in the capital, Abu Dhabi. Now we are start the scientific program. The first topic, traditional Chinese medicine as the basic for treating psychiatric disorder by Prof. Stephen Aung. Prof. Stephen Aung is a highly respected family geriatric and integrative medicine physician, traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, researcher and teacher at University of Alberta in Canada. Dr. Aung is a clinical professor in the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry and adjunct professor in the Faculty of Extension, Rehabilitation Medicine, Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Science and the School of the Public Health. He is also a visiting professor to universities in China, Japan, United States, Brazil, Australia, and New Zealand. I invite Dr. Stephen to the stage to start the first topic in this day.
Good morning, everybody. Come on, good morning, everybody. It is a great honor for me to be here to share some of my knowledge on DCM as a basic for the treating of psychiatric disorders. I would say that Chinese medicine dealing with psychiatry is a very higher level of practice, and not only in the mental diseases, but it's more talking on spiritual part. This is the most important thing. I won't go into so much detail because I only have 30 minutes, but I would like to share with you about what I understand the Chinese medicine from the psychiatric disorders. I love this Lotus Holistic Center because Lotus in Buddhism means purification and compassion. I always love Lotus. So when I saw the Lotus Holistic Center, I feel very, very touched because the Lotus gives you hope in life. You know? I just want to go through Chinese medicine very briefly. Chinese medicine is like Western medicine, but it's composed of many curriculums there. Nutritional therapy, herbology, acupuncture, manipulative therapy, exercises, qigong, bone setting, blood letting, feng shui, and so on. It's a Chinese medicine that look at the medicine as a broader pictures than just in localized, specialized. Huh? So I won't go into detail of this, but I will be sticking with the emotional and mental problems ones. When I look at Chinese medicine, the theme of Chinese medicine is physical, mental, spiritual, social, nutritional, environmental, and harmony to constantly keep improving the quality of life and well-being. Chinese medicine is treating more for the well-being of a person, and not only physical, mental, but also spiritual part. And that part is the part that I want to stress, that we should move forward to acupuncture to the next stage, rather than just in the mental part and physical parts. The main aim and objective of treatment is to balance the energy flow. That's why they have very little side effect, to keep the vital energetic alignments well aligned, and to have complete harmonization of energy in the organ systems, and also improve the quality of life and well-being. And this is the main key objective of Chinese medicine. And the logo is very simple, just to show you that the yin and the yang have to be balanced. Even though sometimes out of balance a little bit, but they try to balance the body system. If there's too much yang, doesn't mean you are healthy. If there's too much yin, doesn't mean you are not healthy. It means to the balance of the energy flow. That's why when you don't have yin and yang happening, it means a person is no life already. This also, these five movements, five elements, are very valuable subjects. As you can see here, that they have water, fire, wood, fire, earth, water, and metals. All these are counteracting each other and complementing each other. By understanding this, you can treat the whole psychiatry problems. And then, as you can see here, they have two cycles. One is, we call it as a complementary cycles. One is called counteracting cycles. And then, as you can see, the arrow that pointing forward and backwards. By looking at this, you can also understand about how to treat a person from mental, emotional point of view. And all these organ systems are very fascinating, is associated with emotional factors. Let's say, for example, you say wood, liver, and gallbladder is associated with anger. Anger is a bad thing, but there's also a good thing too. When you are very good in the liver, then you are very generosity. And then, like a heart is fire. Emotionally, if it's a negative, it's anxiety, tensions, and all these things. And then, but if you are in a positive way, is show that there's a happiness. Happiness really is coming from your heart. It's not coming from any other organ system. So by looking at these, the emotional factors of the different organ systems, we can appreciate each and every organ system have played a very important role there. I won't go into detail of those because I have so much to cover up. I just want to tell you that each and every organ, if we talk about each and every organ, we have to remember all these 6 points there. The first point is a specific function. What is the specific function of this organ system in the chi, in the blood, in the specific tissue systems and so on. And also, what is the connection with the sensory organ systems? All these the sensory organ systems are attached with each and every organ. Let's say liver and eye, ear and the what do you call the kidney, and then skin and what do you call the skin and the lungs, metal, and all these things. And also they also are associated with the emotional factors and all these things, which is a fascinating thing of Chinese medicine, that correlate in between emotion and the disease formation. Let's say, for example, if a person who have very sad all their lives, when they are young, and usually they develop colitis and asthma and all these things. This is very common in the Western medicine. I was doing survey. You look at this, even the timing of the what you call the organ systems are also associated with the midnight, in between 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock time. Things happen. Most of these are gallbladder. 1 to 3 is liver. If you look at the emergency department books, and then you look at it, you see that the time happening was in that time limit. So Chinese medicine play very natural and very important role there. I just want to also here to share with you about heart and small intestine. They are coupling organ. One is yin, one is yang, one is solid, one is hollow organs, and they also have emotional factor. Anxiety is a negative energy. Joy is a positive energy. And then if your heart is no good, you never can joy, never can be happy. So like this, as you can see here, liver and gallbladder is husband and wife, and then the liver is anger. If it is negative, if positive, it is generosities and so on. So every single organ system have their own emotional factor that is happening. And one of the fascinating things is among all these organ systems is gallbladder. Gallbladder problem is not only anger and generosity, but also gallbladder gives you courage. If you are no lack of courage, if you are chicken, if you are afraid, then you should be stimulating the gallbladder. You might heard about there's a Chinese king in the past, when he lost his battles, he had to use a chicken gallbladder hanging on the ceiling, and then he touched his tongue with this gallbladder and make it bitters, and then that make his courage get better and so on. So I just want to tell you that organ system, all of these have very interestingly, and they have their specific functions. And gallbladder is one of the very special ones, because gallbladder is control the inner energy of the body system, which is we call as an inner spirit of the body. That's why it's a very powerful organ system. I just want to tell you a little bit about, people usually ask me, what is body, mind, and spirit? And my best explanation is the body, mind, and spirit can be explained with these light bulbs that we have here. As you can see there, the light bulb before the light shining up is a physical light bulbs. When the light bulbs have electricity go through these light bulbs, they seem like emotionally we have anger, we have sadness, we have jealousy, we have anxiety. That happened, then the action part is coming up to show the action. So the light bulb becomes shining. And when the light bulb shining is a mental activities. What is spiritual part? Spiritual part is when the light bulb is shining and they shine the whole room and the darkness become lightness and all these things. So, and also if you look at the light bulbs, the top of the light bulbs is always the shiniest part. Is because that is equal to Governor verse 20 and the single four wise men. And then the socket of the electricity that go into the socket is associated with Governor verse 4 and Tantian is, and that's what I can figure out that is a good explanation for the body, mind, and spirit. And we are microorganisms, and then because we live with the environments, and then we have body, mind, and spirit. Not only body is to use it, mental body is to enjoy it, and spiritual body is to enhance energetic part, to make a person become more lively and more energetic. So what is healthiness? Healthiness can define so many ways of it, and can be defined as body, mind, and spirit. Body, mind, and spirit. And then when this body, mind, and spirit, if it is out of order due to some reasons or accidents or so, and they shift it, the physical body is shifted a very little bit only because they are against. So they have suffering of contusion, concussion, laceration, and all these things. Mental body shifted, and spiritual body even shifted so far away. So all these vital energetic alignment become out of alignment. So important thing is healthiness means to make all these alignments from physical, mental, and spiritual all in the same alignment again. And that's what we call vital energetic alignment. And they are just like a camera. If you look at it, all our friends here have so many cameras being flashing everywhere. And these cameras, out of focus, is a malalignment. Sometimes because of some reason, your friend is so happy and come and clean your camera, and then out of focus you, and then when you take picture, you never take a good picture there. And this is called body, mind, and spirit out of orders. So, what is the causes of this out of orders? Can be caused by accidents, can be caused by sport injury, can be caused by industrial injury, can be caused by iatrogenic disease. Iatrogenic means when you give anesthesia to somebody else and somebody unconscious, and so when you shift it, the body, and then you become out of alignment of the body. And then when he or she recover, and she never feel like the same because her vital energetic alignment is out. Usually they present with, I don't feel like myself, I feel like I'm out of body and all these things. But as a physician, we didn't want to listen to these things. We always think this is due to anxiety, tension, stress, and give them advents and relaxations and all these things. In fact, in reality, this is called vital energetic alignment was out, that should be treated properly. And also, vital energetic alignment can be out due to internal reasons, such as like emotional factors, like sadness, anger, or spiritual encounterment, or psychological trauma when you're young. All these can cause the vital energetic alignment out. And then when your vital energetic alignment is out, you should treat the vital energetic alignment first before you take pictures. Just like you're taking good picture with a well-focused camera rather than you just taking picture with an out-of-focus camera. And how can you treat this? And some of them, they have this vital energetic alignment out for a long time. So they practice Qigong, Tai Chi, yoga. All these are all vital energetic alignment. Every day you're trying to realign yourself to become healthy and happy. So that's why very important that we should practice yoga, we should practice Qigong, we should practice Tai Chi Chuan, we should practice meditations and so on. And there's a many ways of even you do a vital energetic alignments. You can align from Gavana Versa 20 and Yin Tan, and then Gavana Versa 14 and Yin Tan. You can do anterior alignment, you can do posterior alignments, and which make you become normal persons. And let me show you a little bit about the heart. Heart is usually in the Chinese medicine is a house of mind, control the mind. And there are other spiritual organs that control with the heart also, are kidney, liver, and gallbladder. So these are very important. I just want to give you a small little example. Heart 7, as you can see here, is a sedation of a heart point. If you have anxiety, you put pressure on there, and patient get better. Or you can use the ice, cubital ice, and then put it on heart 7, because sedation technique in the sedation point is work like a charm. So I just want to let you know that there are switch in our body that can and readjust our human body to the normal state. And bladder meridians, on the bladder meridian, bladder 15, which is a heart shoe point. And then this point, if you do cupping, is all ice on the points, and that make a person become very, very relaxed down. And then you have to know the point 1.5 chun away from the midlines, and then the other one is 3 chun away from the midline. All these 3 chun away from the midlines are very, very treasure point of the bladder meridians, which control the inner and outer spirit of the body, so that our body will become function normally. Psycho-spiritual problems. And kidney is another one here, and one of the spiritual points is in the kidney 6. And the kidney 6 are very rarely they written a lot, and this point is a very spiritual point in which control not only spiritual part but also control the what you call the genetical points and of the view. In fact, it's very worthwhile for everybody who are pregnant. They should treat it this point so that they have the baby become a normal baby. And if you have a family history of any genetical problem, kidney 6 is a must to treat. I just want to give you a little idea about. And among gallbladder is a smaller organ, but we didn't realize it was the most powerful organ, that reunion of the inner and outer spirit. There are a lot of conditions such as like Parkinsonism, or such as like ADHD, kids and all that. These are all spiritual disconnection and union. And then this point is a very fascinating point. I was giving grand rounds in Parkinsonism patient who was shaking, wind condition, and then making dissociation of the spiritual connection. And when you put on a gallbladder 41, and you can see that the patient's shakiness going away. I have a feeling that if you keep treating, you can train the body back to the normal shape. So I just want to share with you about this. All these organ systems, if you look carefully, everything is associated with the spirit. Liver, house of the external spirit. A gallbladder, house of the spiritual reunion. And lung is a spiritual of the realization, rationalization, and so on. All the organ systems have their own spiritual part. So that's why we have to know how to help the patient from the spiritual point of view, so that you can automatically treat the physical and mental point of view also. And spiritual point of view is very important. And then there are some very important points, such as Governor Versa 4, life gate is a very important point. Even a cancer patient, they come in with very weak and tired and cahydrate due to chemotherapy and all this. And Ming Men is a fascinating point. Governor Versa 20, another one, and then 4 wise men, and all the chakras point in the front. And even the ears, Shenmen point is a very spiritual point that we should aware about those. I just want to also let you know that when you do scalp acupuncture, there are also have the spiritual line there. And there's a psychosomatic phobia point. It's an excellent point for phobia. And then auricular acupuncture, they have Shenmen, psychosomatic, neurasthenia, tranquility. All of these points that are listed are all very helpful in deep relaxation. And also I just want to show you that Yin Tang is a very important point for concentrations and all this, especially for the little children, because I did lots of these pediatrics also, even though I'm a geriatrician, but I found this point is very good point for treating the concentration intuitions and so on. And ear acupuncture, as you can see here, all the energies are located right in the 0 point there. And then these are the points that one of the major Chinese contribution to the world is understanding of location of microsystems. And I know my time is very soon up, so I just want to go through very quickly, just to not to miss anything here. And I just want you to not only treat the body, always remember body and minds are connected, and mind and spirits are connected. So the best way of treatment is to treat the spirit, and then mind and body will become better quicker. And also, I was thinking it might be a good idea, I should give you some cases, simple emotional disorders called psychological imbalance of the body, and sometimes mainly associated with superficial and intermediate level of the chi flow. Also treat mainly meridian systems. So Chinese acupuncture, as I would say, is the best ancestor have contributed to our new generations. And also chronic intermittent emotional disorders are always associated with pathophysiological imbalance of the body. Always remember that when you try to balance, always everything will become normal again, and you go back to the normal consequences. And let me see, I just want to, chronic physical pain always have mental and emotional components, and also chronic mental emotional problem always have spiritual problems. So always remember to treat the spirit. you know. And I just want to take you down to more spiritual acupunctures. And when you see patient with this harmonization and with criticals, and then spiritual energetic balancing is very important. Once you have three spiritual part of the energy, and the physical and mental part is recovered, unless there is other underlying structural damage or there's right energetic alignment is out. To obtain the spiritual balance, one have to practice balancing through the autonomic nervous system. That's why these eyes, ears, tongue, all these senses are very important to treat for the spiritual part. Then I just want to give you a very quick review about the speech problems. When you say speech, you realize yourself that this is associated with the heart. No? And the diagnosis is a spiritual imbalance due to the heart spiritual chi is imbalanced. The main important thing is to treat smooth flow of the heart spirit and harmonize and stabilize the total body, mind, and spirit. And these are the, when we do research, we have to have a standard points and all these things to put it there so that we can treat. Sleepwalking is these are a spiritual problem again, and these are associated with the outer spirit is more active than inner spirit. So what happens is when outer spirit is more active than inner spirit, and they go out without control. But they never have any accident happen. It's very interesting. And acupuncture point that we use are at the bottom that I had listed there. And next one is hyperactive kids. I have dealt with a lot of these ADHD, attention deficits, hyperactivity children. And these are associated with hyperactivity of outer spirit and the governor vessel meridians, and imbalance of the inner spirit and outer spirit. Treatment is opening the gates, and I won't go into detail of those. And then you probably have it in the notes there. And chronic fatigue syndrome is also one of the major causes of the spiritual problem. And then sometimes very important that we should make sure that every time when we see patient, we always have to ask them, is patient have any unconsciousness? If it have unconsciousness, you have to do the opening the gates and do the vital energetic alignments to focus the camera, like, you know, and then so that you can treat the patient, you know, very successfully. Pericardial 6, I found, is a very fascinating point. In Chinese called Lui Guan inner gate. That if you don't open the inner gate, your spiritual and part of energy is locked there. You need to open up. Pericardial 6 is one of the important points. And in DCM approach, psychiatry is holistic, and it's applied equally to body, mind, and spirit. It's applied equally to practitioner and their patient. Sometimes you think that you are treating patient is treating you back. In complement, various Western medicine, psychotherapy and psychotherapeutics are necessary, and it's encompass self-care, self-cultivation, and self-responsibility. One of the most beautiful things about Chinese medicine is Qigong, Tai Chi Chuan, self-care, self-cultivation is very important. In chronic diseases, we all must always combine the therapy with a spiritual approach. For treatment-resistant patients, we have to determine their level of consciousness or awareness, and we may sometimes need to do a vital energetic alignment. Is very important. That means that you try to focus your camera into the proper focus. I just want to end it up here with the most difficult patients that we encounter are likely to be our supreme teachers. Never forget, without genuine compassion, you are merely a bystander in the healing. So, important thing is we have to have love with the therapy. We have to have intention, good intention. With this, we will help the most patient out with compassion, loving kindness. Love is the most important thing in treating mental disease and emotional diseases. Thank you.